Good morning, good morning. It's your girl. And today, I just want to talk. That's it. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? How you feeling? Last weekend was a shit show. I seen some of the worst violence, ignorance, and racism I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. Like, I'm not going to keep talking about the situation. I'm not, because then I'm giving a bigoted person too much energy. We all are. We all have. What we should have learned out of all of this is that racism thing is strong. Strong. See, this shirt right here, you see this lady? This is my grandmother, Mrs. Callie Ford. And I vaguely remember her, some things. I knew she was beautiful and she was tall. That's it. But then again, I was little, so everybody's taller than me. And it brought me to thinking about her. And this is my father's mother and my grandma on my mother's side, who I was really close to and got to grow up with. What they went through. I know my mother's mother was very religious. But as she got older, I seen her change a little bit. She still, of course, believed in God and stuff like that, but she seemed to get deeper, more in tune. Like I said, she was very religious, but later in her years, it became a little bit more spiritual and more grounded towards the roots of our people. And I think this gave her a whole different way to talk and everything to us, because it in turn had me want to learn more. Like, I remember being kicked out of church for asking a question. Because what people don't realize is church is man-made, especially for Black people. I can speak for. We were given one Bible, and the other Bible was given to white people. It was different. Our Bible made us feel inferior. At the time, we thought in our Bible everybody was white, not knowing nobody from that area is white. And they'll tell you. And it's just all the lies that have accumulated. It's a lot. Even though I have multiple degrees, I'm not as proud of them as I once was. That's why I rarely mention them, because to me, they're non at this moment. As a Black woman in America, I have seen some of the ugliest traits ever. But racism has affected me more than anything else in my life. Robin DiAngelo once said, racism is a white problem. It is constructed and created by white people, and the ultimate responsibility lies with white people. For too long, we looked as if it were someone else's problem, as if it was created in a vacuum. No, white people, for centuries, you have created such a hateful thing. You took credit for things that weren't yours. Like building America, that was strictly Black indigenous Americans. Yeah, we found that out too. Just imagine how powerful you got to be to hold back history, because you have always been inferior one. So you had to make your people feel superior in order to control another group. Everywhere a colonizer has stepped foot, every continent, every city, they have tainted, ruined. This country is super tainted. It's so bad, I don't think it could ever get good. And they always say, you guys always talk about color. No, it's not that. It's that your asses keep reminding us of this. As much as we just want to be humans, we can't. Just like this situation, it was blamed on us. We did it in the whitest state in America. We did it. So we had to shut down our HBCUs because of death threats. Whenever in the history of this country has any black group said that about white universities? Never. I could tell you, never ever, because that's not in our DNA. It saddens me to think of the kids that's growing up now. Those kids that were sheep last week are still those sheep. And it's like, what is going on in your households that your kids are like this? Why is the school shooter okay? There's never a moment of silence for them. The poor kids that are dying in these schools, it's not our schools. It's just what you want to say there's black on black crime. Nothing in this country is bigger than white on white crime. And it was on full display. Hearing Utah's governor said, I was hoping it wasn't one of us. He meant white people. He didn't mean American. Then he tried to fix it up and say, from a different country. We all knew it was somebody white, except those white sheep that followed this guy. Nobody deserves to die like that. Nope. Martin, Malcolm, John, Trayvon Martin. It's a lot of people. Sandra Bland. It's too many to name. They shouldn't have either. I don't see no flag flying them. George Floyd. You can say what you want, but we watched him get murdered on TV. That was livid. I know back in the day, I wouldn't have been able to survive because I would have been the mouthpiece. You'd have definitely had to take me out. And we hear people say certain things shouldn't be celebrated and this and that. I want them to go look in their attics of their grandparents. I know they're going to find pictures of their grandparents at a picnic and they were celebrating a hanging. Y'all don't hear me though. You're so stuck on religion, especially black people. Remember, they're the ones who gave us their Bible to control us. That slave mentality has to go in order for us to continue to stay awakened about what's really going on. I really believe that they're trying to bring back the Jim Crow laws. That will never happen. I told you guys about the farms. They really thought that once they got rid of our jobs, that we would go and do that type of labor for them. No, never. I don't know what kind of white people we got here. I don't know if they're worse than their ancestors or are they just their ancestors? Because there's a lot of still teaching racism. This guy was only 31 and he taught it. I'm hoping his kids do not grow up like that. Because whether we like it or not, in this country, it's going to be a civil war. But it's not going to be who you think it's going to be. It's the same people that keep pointing the finger at everybody else. It's going to be them against them. If I haven't learned anything in all the years of my life, I learned that our ancestors tried. Everybody said, we're not our ancestors. We're not. They built up cities, this, that, and the other. We haven't built up anything because we learned that as soon as we do, you're going to tear it down. Right now, we swim in lakes that have whole black towns and cities underneath them that were destroyed. That won't happen now. It's different. When you look on this side, yeah, it's going to be black people, but it's going to be all minorities that have been ridiculed and racially profiled by white people. But it's also going to be a hell of a lot of white people that are tired of racism. I know I am, and I know she was. Imagine me having to live through the same thing my grandmother lived through. It's 25. When will it end? It's not going to end because we stop talking about it. It will end when white people fix the problems that they have. Stop carrying on what your ancestors had. We're not carrying any of that what our ancestors had. What we are doing is trying to learn from them, be better, do better. But you guys are just repeating the same hateful ass rhetoric. And so this is what you're going to get back. People, when I say whatever you put into this world, you get back 10 times fold, it's happening right now. No matter what they do, it keeps coming back. Lie, cheat, steal, whatever they got to do. The law's on their side. The Supreme Court's on their side. And of course, the most racist one of them all, the president is on their side. So sad that we haven't evolved. And the world knows it too. They're looking like, what the heck? I say all of this to say that America, we need to do better. If not for you, for our children. White people, I don't know why y'all hate so much. This is crazy. Because we don't hate you, but we do hate racism. And I know you say we can be racist because that's what you would like, but it's not a fact. because we have zero power behind that. Do you see how you are saying stuff out loud that was supposed to be in your head? I love everybody, no matter what. I don't like racism. I don't. And I don't like people that are not truthful. White people, you got to be truthful with yourself and with your kids, because little by little, whether you know it or not, your population is dwindling. I know what you think. You probably should look at those numbers again, because I lied about them too. Anywho, I still need you to get up. Yeah, you. Get up, get out, and do better.